So I'm gonna go over some of the basic footwork that I teach here in Seattle at the IWC school here, Integrated Wing Chun under Sifu Julio Ferreira. My big thing is footwork. My belief is if you don't have good footwork, then you're not gonna be an adequate fighter as far as avoiding takedowns, as far as moving into strike, closing the gap. You need to have good footwork. So the basics that I start them off with is what they call replacement footwork or replacement stepping. And all you're doing is stepping, you got male and female. So basically it's just forward stepping off at the angle and backward stepping off at the angle. So the basic is I start at just a nice neutral position here, or you can start with your feet together, doesn't matter. But all you do is you step offline, all right? This I'm leaning a little bit forward, and the reason why I'm leaning a little bit forward is because in actuality, I'm stepping to take the angle here. So I do tell my students, lean, because here they're back in their Wing Chun. They're back in their nice Wing Chun structure stance. Or another way you can do is you can just stay, you can step off, keeping your weight back here. Alright, you do the same thing. Alright, so that's all it is, replacement footwork. Here, going offline of the attacker, right? Because you're going to take the angle. Go backwards, do the same thing. Alright, going offline. And you don't have to practice this fast or hard, do all this craziness. Just nice and relaxed, just to get the footwork down. And as your students get better, then you can refine them a little bit and throw in, going back from here, up, back, coming across, and making sure they don't ever cross your feet. Another one I teach is maybe a little difficult for people to get at first because it takes a little bit of rhythm, almost like a dance. It's called satu pattern. I learned, it took me a while to learn this just because, like I said, it's a little complicated with being able to throw a hand from the back leg. I learned this from a guy named Bob Bragg who teaches at the Law Enforcement Academy. Really great martial artist. But yeah, so I learned the satu pattern it's similar to the replacement footwork I just showed you, but you're actually moving. And so you can start off here with your feet together, and whichever way you want to go, it doesn't matter. You can go forward, back, but we'll just start with taking a step back here, right? And so from here, this would be where you can throw a strike. And you see my toes up because this footwork is utilized by some boxers, or you can be flat-footed, right? And then all you're gonna do is bring that, replace this, and here. And you're just gonna do this, and it's almost like a little dance, almost, right? Looks a little weird, but that's okay. This is just called satu pattern, and this is making it so that your students can learn to move their hips and their feet together. And then from there you can go back to this, here, here. And the reason I tell them to point because it just gives them the cue on, okay, I'm going offline this way. I'm going offline this way. Alright? I'm going offline this way. And again, to take the angle if I need to. Or maybe I'm just trying to get all the way around it, right? So you probably need some feet there, but that's okay. So those are just a couple of basic footwork movements that I do. That I have them go through skipping, and facing your opponent, moving. So again, footwork is very, very important. If you don't have good footwork, your structure isn't going to be sound. So yeah, you have to really develop a good footwork, foot pattern. And you got to develop shifting into the footwork and then delivering the power from the hip and using the earth to push. Because again, in Wing Chun, we normally don't go off the toe. I do because I have a background in boxing, so I utilize both. I utilize planking and keeping my feet firm to the earth, and also utilize the actual coming off of the toe to deliver power, like on a cross. But that's neither here nor there. That's something else totally different. Again, the footwork is what matters. So again, replacement footwork, stepping. All right, you can have them sit back and do it. You can have them step and take an angle and come back. Step, take an angle, come back. Same thing. Back, angle. Come back, angle. So it works all in ways, and then you got the satu pattern. One up, replace the feet. That's all you're doing. Imagine you're walking half of a triangle. Go back the other way, this is the tip of the triangle, and I'm going back. Going back up to the tip. Alright? Hopefully that helps.